When I was in my senior year of high school, one of my teachers had urged us all who were interested in going to college to do it right out of high school. He had said that students who tend to take a year off end up not following through with going to college. People believe this is the same scenario for students who take a gap year in college before returning. Statistics, however, show that 90% of students are enrolled in college within a year of their gap experience, 75% are happier with their careers after college, and 88% use their experience for job searching, which helped. Gap years can be used for traveling, working, and participating in educational activities. Today, we are going to discuss the benefits of taking a gap year. To begin, during their gap year of college, some students enjoy traveling. Did you know there are gap programs, particularly for this, called gap year programs? An article that I found discussed prices, stating that structured international volunteering gap year programs range in price, with some costing less than $3,000 and others more than $20,000, depending on a number of factors such as flights, organizational support from the provider organization, insurance, and room and board for a year. Traveling during a gap year is typically volunteer-oriented. Students benefit from volunteer tourism through authentic experiences and are given the opportunity to engage in community tasks. Although college gives students an experience to meet new people, traveling is a whole new level of diversity and a time to learn from others who can aid in decision-making upon majors and future careers. And what's effective about a gap year program is students have a purpose still for going back to college. They're accountable to return by using the tools and their experience from the program. Moving along, another benefit to taking a gap year is for students to gain experience in the workforce. Working prior to transitioning back into college is a bridge that connects students between the classroom and the world of work. There is a difference between learning and applying. As much as students can learn from a book and participate in hands-on labs, the real experience is when their knowledge can be applied to real-life scenarios in the workforce. Finally, students find getting involved in educational activities to be beneficial during their gap year. Not only can this help influence a student's decision process toward a major, but certain activities look good on a resume. Some of these activities include studying abroad, teaching abroad, or doing journalism. This can be effective for students that need the academic accountability to keep them on track, especially once it comes to returning back to school. There are other programs that do not require much travel, such as music and language programs. Music programs can especially look good on a resume if you are teaching others how to play an instrument. This can be considered volunteer work. Language programs can be crucial to students who need more time to spend on learning a language. Also, spending a year while learning a new language gives a student time to practice while shopping, working, or being involved in activities. To review, today we discussed the benefits of taking a gap year. While gap years are not for everyone, students may find them influential to their majors and future career paths. Gap years also save money. How? Think of how many people you know who spent 4 years in school and ended up hating their job once they got into the workforce. If they refuse to be miserable for the rest of their lives, their second choice is to change their major and spend all that money to go back to school. If you are a student who is nervous about losing motivation while taking a gap year between school or even taking a year off before applying to college, consider taking part in a gap year program or involving yourself in activities and jobs that may help you towards deciding what major is best for you. Here I've included a slide about personal experience with taking a gap year. So I never intended on taking a gap year in my life. Whenever I finished high school, I was still practicing walking for graduation while going to school. I started college in the summer of 2016, and I was taking an accelerated class. It was an 8-week chemistry class, and I planned on going into the nursing program at the community college. So come the beginning of 2017, I had tested twice for the program. I failed it twice. So I thought I need to take a step back from this. At the time, I was working a job that had nothing to do with the medical field. So I thought maybe I can have better hands-on learning to practice for the exam if I'm actually applying my knowledge. So I started working at the hospital. And after I started working at the hospital, I love my job, but being a nurse is something that I cannot do for the rest of my life. And I realized that, and I'm really glad I did. I'm actually thankful that I failed twice in getting into the nursing program and that I was forced to take a gap year, basically. So then my mom started working at St. Vincent College, and when she did that, she was told that I would get free tuition, but on the flip side, she had to be there for 2 years employed. So I had spent all that time thinking about what I was going to major in, and here are some possible majors that I explored. I have gone through a whole list of things: respiratory therapy, business administration, animal prosthetics, mortician, or joining a construction union and not even going to college at all. Until finally, I did take a personality quiz. I took a few, and one thing is I love helping people. So it had narrowed it down to nursing or something in business, which then I narrowed myself down to human resources. With the human resources, I have also been given the opportunity to speak with people that are in this career field, which has really helped me to learn about the job, learn about what they do for a living, and actually look from the outside in to see if they actually like their job. So last year I was supposed to start going into St. Vincent to begin the spring semester there, and a whole big ordeal happened with the administration side, and somebody mistakenly told my mom that I had to claim myself as an independent on my taxes when really I should have claimed myself as a dependent in order to get this free tuition. So I found out the day before my birthday that this was not going to be a thing. I could not go there unless I wanted to pay all of that money out of pocket. So thankfully, I got in touch with WCCC, and I now have a whole plan set up. So the moral of this story is some people really need to take a gap year. And although I never looked into taking a gap year, I was basically forced to take one. I'm actually glad that I did. Thank you.